ATP most impressive tournament run. And Cam, do you want to go first?
I went with Djokovic winning the Olympics for all the reasons we said why the final was best 3-set final of the year, and doing the thing that it eluded him. He'd been there in the bronze medal match, never been in the gold medal match even. So that was, and then he had to play the guy that just beat him, the guy who won the Channel Slam. Everyone thought it was Alcaraz's tournament. Alcaraz, even he probably thought a little bit that it was his tournament. He put all that pressure on himself. But yeah, I mean, I think there was a moment in the Tsitsipas match in the quarters where he looked like he'd re-injured himself, and then gets to the semis, gets that win, and then makes the final and overcomes the guy. It's funny watching Alcaraz throughout a year because he'll have these runs where you're just like, he is the best player ever, and then he'll lose a couple matches, and from that on, probably talk about it later, but from then on, he kind of went on a slide. But that was he was red hot. He was the man to beat, and Nole just getting that win, ticking all the boxes, doing the completing tennis, all that stuff. It was, definitely for me, the most impressive tournament run.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anthony?
Yeah, I went with Alcaraz at Roland Garros. This was a category I remember I put a lot of thought in because there were actually, how do I put this? There were a lot of good runs, but I didn't feel like there was any one run that was the absolute obvious one to go to for me. But the one that I went with is Alcaraz at Roland Garros because beating Korda, beating Tsitsipas, beating FAA all in straight sets, playing incredibly well, I thought, and Felix was playing really well on clay, I felt like at that point as well. But then 5 sets against Sinner and Zverev back-to-back in exciting matches, I felt like I'd be hard pressed to not choose Alcaraz. And also Alcaraz was struggling like he lost to Jari in Buenos Aires in straight sets. He was struggling at the start of the year and then suddenly wins the French Open. We're all suddenly saying Alcaraz is the guy all over again, which is very fair. And he can go through a struggle period, but if you'd even call it a struggle period, but the thing is, that Alcaraz's run here was so good. Getting back from 2-1 down against Zverev in the final of Roland Garros, I felt like this was the tournament to pick.
Yeah, he actually missed Rome as well. People forget.
That's right.
He missed Rome.
He only played one warm up on the European clay, I think, right?
I thought the injury. I thought the injury was going to be a problem. I thought coming in that it was his elbow, I believe.
His elbow.
The forearm.
Forearm.
Yeah. Oh, so you're right because he doesn't have the protective thing on.
He wasn't quite ripping the forehand even when he was in Madrid. He was hitting at 80%. I was thinking man, that's a horrible injury generally speaking, because even when it gets better, you might still be sort of low on reps as a result of it, or mentally bothered by it. But yeah, I agree with Anthony that this is a tough category. There are a ton of candidates. If you want to go surprising guy who pops off and wins a big title, oh boy, no pun intended on the pops off, but I was going to say Alexei Popyrin in Canada. And then that must have been subconscious. Arthur Fils Tokyo was an amazing run. He went through a gauntlet. He beat Fritz, Shelton, Rune, Humbert. So that's 4 top 20 wins. Did get a retirement over Berrettini. You watch those matches. There was a lot of resilient moments with Fils where he came through in clutch situations. And then Sinner had the most dominant year-end championship ever. No one has ever lost fewer games at the year-end championships when he's playing the best 8 players in the world. So this is a tough one. But I think Anthony makes a compelling argument. So I'm down with that. I'm down with Roland Garros Alcaraz.
Okay, well, Catherine's been picked. I was going to go for Popyrin, actually, just because maybe it's a surprise factor. But, I mean, he beat Mahat, Shelton, Dimitrov, Hurkacz, Korda, Rublev. I mean, if you'd said before the start of this year, would he have beaten those guys back to back to back to back to back? I mean, that's pretty damn impressive. Mahat is 20 in the world. Shelton is just outside top 10. Dimitrov top 10. Hurkacz was recently top 10. Korda's top 25, and Rublev is top 10. So, I mean,
it was just not to take anything away, you just kind of also had the feeling though coming into Canada that was going to happen, just with the Olympics in the rear view. I don't know, but so yeah, it was the most surprising run.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm happy to go with Alcaraz, and I think the context around it is important, as you guys mentioned about the injury and also the fact that he played who he played back-to-back 5-setters. So definitely, yeah, happy with that. Look at Anthony's face; he's happy. He made his day. So Alcaraz Roland Garros run for the tournament, or most impressive tournament run of the year.